What does this tell us about how women are approaching financial planning today, Vineet?
So I think what that means is that women are starting earlier. They're not waiting for them to get married or for the later generation life. Also, women typically are more disciplined.
All right, we're very excited about this series because it is about these incredible minds who work behind your money. Honestly, if not for them, I don't know if wealth multiplication would be so ideal for a lot of laymen like yours truly. Pleased to welcome Vineet Nanda. He's a mechanical engineer from Delhi College of Engineering and then an MBA from the Faculty of Management Studies, Delhi. Very successful stint with Citibank in corporate banking in Mumbai and Delhi across multiple assignments in operations, transaction banking, product management, sales and relationship management before venturing out as an entrepreneur. Vineet now runs Sift Capital, started it in 2009 and it's going on from strength to strength. Wonderful to meet you, wonderful to talk to you. How are you today, Vineet?
All good. Thanks for having me on the show.
The theme is, are women investors increasing and how do you think they can further go up that particular number? So I'm going to start with recent studies, Vineet. Recent studies show that nearly 1 in 2 new investors are women. I want to understand how this strong shift has happened.
So I think this reflects a broader economic, social, and technological transformation driven by multiple factors. Okay, there is greater financial inclusion and digital access available because we have multitude of digital platforms, fintech apps which are there, which have made investing easy for people who have had traditionally, let's say, less financial experience. Uh, and that adoption has basically led to even women who are in smaller cities, tier two, tier three towns, also adapting towards financial investments. Also, there is an increase in financial literacy, which is happening. There is efforts by advisors, there is effort by the association to propagate the benefits of mutual fund investing. And the fact is that, in the peer group, people have seen the benefits of investing over the last multiple years, which kind of encourages more investors to join the bandwagon. Third is that there is increasing financial literacy leading to increasing employment. There are more women getting into the workforce, and as more women get into the workforce, there is then also the awareness about the overall environment and the need for financial planning and investments, which is also building up per se. And lastly, I think there is generally a trend which is changing from savings towards investing. And that is another factor which is leading to more women kind of joining the investment domain. So I would say that a combination of technology driven accessibility, increased financial decision making autonomy, higher economic empowerment, and stronger long term investment behavior is what is changing and leading to the structural shift.
Vineet, I'm going to run you through some quite fascinating numbers for me when I first came across these numbers. The average age of a woman investor is now 38.7 years, and that is slightly younger than men at 40.3.
Yeah.
What does this tell us about how women are approaching financial planning today, Vineet?
So I think A, what that means is that women are starting earlier. They're not waiting for them to get married or for the later generation life. Also, women typically are more disciplined, and to that extent, what it indicates is that they are starting early in this journey, aided by the factors that we discussed earlier. There is also a scenario where, because of education levels being there, income levels today for women for same roles are same as men. And in fact, I have many cases where actually women are earning probably more than what men are earning. And to that extent, therefore, there is an ability to start your investment journey earlier in your career, there is also that long-term mindset around not only becoming financially independent, about generating wealth, and also around, ensuring that your financial goals and your retirement planning, etc., are taken care of. And then, technology barrier is making is easy, closing the investment gap, which has been historically been there between the two genders.
For those of you who've just caught us, let me tell you that our guest of the day is Vineet Nanda. Vineet is from Sift Capital. He started in 2009 based on the need analysis of a gap in professional advisory services right here in India. In a short span, his firm has garnered assets of more than 3,800 crore rupees and has been one of the fastest growing mutual fund distributors in India. Sift Capital was awarded Emerging Advisor Award by the Wealth Forum in 2016 and recognized as the best wealth manager by ET Leadership Excellence Awards in 2025. And Vineet regularly appears on national media, both in print, Economic Times, digital formats, CNBC TV 18, ET Now, and of course now on radio. Vineet, 68% of women investors are investing specifically in retirement products. What's driving that strong focus? I'm very keen to know. Are they planning for long-term security, or would you say they're aiming for early retirement?
So, see, statistically, it's proven, and if you look at the actual tables also from insurance companies, that women live longer than men. And therefore, to that extent, there is a need for a larger retirement corpus for retirement. Also, there tend to be historic income gaps for ladies because they have to take career breaks for maternity. At times, there are also inequity in terms of overall earning abilities, and hence, therefore, the need to start early and creating that retirement nest basically becomes probably a larger priority for women. Second is that there is also increasing financial awareness. There are better financial education inputs, tools available. There is focus on risk management. The awareness about consulting advisors, peer networks is there. Also, there is an increasing focus, which is, I would say, gender neutral, around also people wanting to retire early. So people want to work hard, but people also want to focus on experiences. And therefore, in pursuit of also wanting to retire early, you want to ensure that you create the corpus probably more by your mid 40s or late 40s rather than waiting for the typical 60 years or retirement age. So these are multiple factors which are driving this particular trend.
Now, studies also suggest, Vineet, that women often earn better returns than men. Would you say it's the strategy? Would you say it's the patience of a woman, or just the psychology of the ladies?
So I think again, it's a proven fact that women are emotionally stronger than men, and therefore, typically, they react less to market reality, to market volatility. They don't kind of sell because of panic or short-term, news. Also, they have lower overconfidence psychologically, and to that extent, therefore, from a journey perspective, there is also savings in terms of transaction costs because you are kind of not kind of over actioning also. You're not kind of taking actions and triggering stuff in poor market scenarios, because all these factors over a longer term basis do lead to reduction in terms of your overall returns per se. Also, because of the fact that they are longer term patient investors, that discipline and patience leads to also managing the volatility better and helps in therefore creating superior risk adjusted returns.
Uh, you know, Part of this program's purpose is to really celebrate you independent financial advisors, the minds who work behind our money. And I think the last question should be about your professional journey personally. I mean, I'm just curious to know, since we're talking this particular theme, which is ladies and, how they've taken on to investing in such a beautiful manner. When Vineet, you sit across the table from a woman exploring mutual funds for the first time, what are the conversations usually centered around?
So, see, honestly, I would say that there's nothing different in terms of, I think, women and men in that sense per se. I think typically for a new investor, the basic questions are typically around safety, risks per se. It's around goal orientation, typically concern around children's higher education, in terms about buying a house. And women also in many cases are concerned about their own families, because in some cases they may have dependent parents, they may have a younger sibling to get married to, and therefore in terms of also trying to see that how can they support the overall ecosystem through which they have been born and bred. There's also a curiosity in terms of understanding around doing regular investments through SIPs. It's trying to understand how SWPs work. It's around understanding the execution process. It's around cost of investments, fees, transparency, control in terms of uh, ability to increase SIPs, reduce them, ability to have liquidity in terms of being able to withdraw in terms of any emergency, and also in terms of understanding the tax implications of these investments, and in terms of how can they probably also create some tax efficiency through the investment process per se. And I think in many cases, it's a joint effort wherein I think the husband and wife also together are involved in the process, and they support each other in a very very positive way. So I would say that it's a very healthy trend wherein we are getting into a large number of double income family groups. Interestingly, let me tell you that I have many house helps who are working where
How wonderful.
where the person or the person they're working with are trying to also encourage their house helps to get out of the traditional saving instruments, and their own kind of kitties and then non regulated kind of investment mechanisms into a regulated mechanism. In many cases, they are not only advising and guiding, in many cases, they are also financially supporting them to kind of contributing for them to build that corpus. So I think it's a joint societal effort in terms of helping women to become financially kind of independent. Whether it's a sister, it's a wife, it's your house help, and I think that bodes well for the entire economic landscape per se, because it encourages more women to come into the workforce. It encourages more women to become financially independent, and I think that will help the economy itself in the long term.
I completely agree with you. Please look for Vineet Nanda on LinkedIn, Vineet Nanda from Sift Capital. I'm at HRISHIKAY across all social media, X, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Threads. We'd love to hear your comments on this show. Money on Duty is powered by SBI Mutual Fund, a partner for life. And the idea really is to celebrate the minds who work behind our money. They know you work hard enough to earn your money, and their job is to put your money on duty. So just like Vineet Nanda today, there will be another independent financial advisor tomorrow. You catch us every single morning this fortnight over the next 2 weeks, 8:30 to 9 a.m. on the radio. And of course, there will be a YouTube release on the Radio 1 International YouTube channel if you fancy your content in video form. Vineet, I really appreciate your time, and thank you for your wonderful conversation, your insights, and hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Thank you, Rishi. Thank you.
94.3 Radio 1.